She was simple-hearted and considered her husband her entire world. Her happiness was tied to just one smile of his. Day and night she tried to save the relationship, but she didn't realize her husband was slowly changing. First, conversations became fewer. Then, he started avoiding eye contact. His phone stayed in his hand all the time. When she asked questions, he became irritated. He said, "You doubt too much." She fell silent. She convinced herself it was temporary. She kept being patient. She kept enduring. She began blaming herself. She stopped smiling. She stopped sleeping. She stopped complaining. But the pain didn't stop. The softness in his tone was gone. Anger appeared over small things. He started coming home late. Excuses were always ready. Office friends, work. She kept breaking inside. She tried to stay strong. She smiled in front of the children. She cried alone at night. Looking in the mirror, she asked, "What am I lacking?" She had sacrificed all her happiness. Yet she was never enough. Her husband started talking to another woman. That woman's laughter pleased him. Her messages brightened his days. And his wife's tears became invisible to him. The man mistook temporary attention for love. He ignored years of relationship. One day, the wife read the messages. Her heart shattered. Her breath felt stuck. But she didn't scream. She stayed silent, because she wanted to protect her dignity. When she questioned him, he blamed her. He said, "You suffocate me." Hearing this, she broke completely. She felt maybe it really was her fault. She tried to change herself. But loyalty cannot be forced. His interest had already faded. She had become just a responsibility. The other woman didn't know the truth. She only saw pleasure. By hiding the truth, he ruined 2 lives. The wife counted every painful moment. She cried and prayed to God. But when humans change, prayers fall silent. He had ended the relationship in his heart, but never confessed with his words. She lived on hope, hoping he would return. But he didn't. He drifted farther away. She started dying from inside. She lost her self-respect. She stopped asking questions. She stopped complaining. But the pain stayed. One day he said, "I'm not happy." This sentence pierced her heart. Because she had given everything for his happiness. He forgot that a woman is human too. She has feelings. Her heart breaks as well. The other woman's laughter was temporary, but his wife's loyalty was permanent. He chose temporary comfort and sacrificed a permanent bond. Finally, the wife gathered herself. She stopped crying. She chose silence. That silence is the most dangerous, because it hides a decision. She began rebuilding herself. She learned to live for her children. She refused to see herself as weak. Her silence confused him. But it was already too late. Love doesn't return by force. She became strong even after breaking. And he laughed while becoming empty inside. One day, the other woman left, because temporary relationships always end. He looked back, but his wife had changed. There were no questions in her eyes, only peace. She realized it was never her fault. She forgave herself. He lost everything, because he failed to value it. He became lonely, and she became strong. She learned love demands sacrifice, but not humiliation. She still believes in loyalty, but not at the cost of self-betrayal. Her story is the story of many women who remain silent and keep breaking inside, but eventually rise. This story isn't of just one home. It's a social reality, where men are forgiven and women blamed. But time answers everyone. Loyalty is never wasted. Betrayal never brings happiness. When a woman breaks, she doesn't scatter. She rebuilds herself. And when a man strays, he loses everything. Because homes aren't easily rebuilt. She is silent now, but not weak. She cried, but she didn't lose. She learned self-love is essential, but she didn't lose. She learned self-love is essential. Because not every relationship is loyal, but you should never abandon yourself. This story isn't an ending. It's a lesson for men who gamble everything for temporary desire. When a woman stops someone, she wants to save the relationship. And when she becomes silent, she has already let go. That day is the most dangerous. When a woman stops caring, that's when the relationship dies. And a person becomes lonely while alive. There is no villain in this story. Only wrong decisions. And their cost, which must always be paid. She is still gentle, but now self-respecting. She loves, but within limits. She remains loyal, but not by forgetting herself. And the man, he still thinks how everything ended. But time never returns. This story doesn't end. It breathes in every home, in every silent woman's heart, and in every man's conscience who lost his way. Truth always comes out, even if late, and loyalty always wins, even if after tears. This is reality. This story makes you cry, but shows the truth. It strengthens women and forces men to reflect. Love is not a game. Relationships are not jokes. Those who understand survive. Those who don't lose. Because broken hearts make no sound. But their impact lasts a lifetime. She is proud of herself now. Because she chose strength over surrender. That was her victory. He couldn't recognize it. Because he chose temporary pleasure. And lost lasting peace. This is where the story ends. But the lesson remains. Loyalty is the most valuable thing. And betrayal the costliest mistake. This story isn't about a woman. It's about humanity. Tested by love. Sometimes passing, sometimes failing. Remember this. Whoever breaks others, one day breaks themselves. And whoever stays loyal, ultimately finds peace. This is life's truth. Story ends. Pain remains. Lesson is clear. The choice is yours. Loyalty or temporary pleasure. Home or desire. Peace or regret. Time reveals everything. But by then, it's too late. And that is the greatest sorrow.